Before getting into the actual video today, I just been notified there has been a new gift code, so I'm just gonna do it with you guys, so you guys can also just use this while it's still available, and the code is gonna be HAIKYU 2025. You can get 10 recruit tickets, okay? Guys, welcome to the second day of HAIKYU Fly High. Now, earlier today, we had a maintenance patch where they have lowered down the requirement for battle concept and also campus kickoff event. So I decided to just do a quick guide because everyone can actually access them now. Now, let's start off with the campus kickoff. This is a very straightforward event. There are 5 buttons once you go into it. This one, more than checking, is literally just click on it every single day to get through rewards, so nothing to talk about there. Rebate gift is very straightforward as well. As you complete daily missions, you're going to get some diamonds. As you use up your stamina, you're going to get some gold coins. However, you can't actually access those diamonds or gold coins straight away. And instead, what you actually need to do is deposit them into a box by clicking this quick deposit button, and only after 12 days or so you'll then actually be able to withdraw them. But basically, as long as you do off your daily mission and use up your stamina, this is essentially just going to be 500 diamonds and also 600k gold coins in another 12 days. Okay, so very straightforward here as well. Then we have the rookie challenge, which is basically just completing very different missions for you to get both access to this silver valuable coins and also this golden valuable coins. Very creative name, I have to say. But basically get access to those 2 types of resources, which you can then exchange for other items in this shop. Now, in terms of the mission, they're all pretty straightforward, but one thing you do want to bear in mind is some of them are actually daily. So anything with a bracket inside which says daily, they actually get refreshed every single day, and then you get some other ones which are permanent, so you can only do them once. So basically, a helpful thing to do is just every single day go in there, check to make sure you are able to actually redeem off the daily missions, just to maximize the amount of silver coin you are able to obtain. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward here. And then what can you actually do with those coins? So in the bonus shop here, basically, you can see you can exchange gold coins for some items and silver coins for some other items. Obviously, the gold coin items are going to be better. Now, in terms of priority, the first priority is going to be healthy milk vouchers, and you want to get both versions of them. One is at a discount, another one's more full price. But basically, in total, you can get 20, and 20 is actually going to be enough for you to combine this to a healthy milk, which is essentially a universal SSR dupe. So that's kind of why this is going to be your #1 priority here. Very, very useful. And then out of the remaining one, I will probably recommend you then go after the chair score first, and then after the SSR player fragment, and then lastly the chair experience. Now, the reason why I recommend the fragment or the chair score fragment over the player pack is because this one you can actually buy 60 times, so you can actually buy this out, and 60 is actually enough for you to actually get access to this. So this can be something that you use to increase your team power straight away. Whereas this one, whilst it looks nice on paper, because it's random, and also I think you need 120 fragments to actually combine a player. Even if you buy this now, it probably wouldn't actually help you out till a very, very long time. So that's kind of why if you actually want some instant improvement to a team, especially early game, which I think that's where it's going to be the most useful, definitely go after this cherry squad first, okay? And then lastly, cherry experience, you can pretty much get that anywhere. So that's kind of why I don't really care too much about this, and this will be your lowest priority. Okay, now let's move on to the silver coins. For the silver coins, your #1 priority is going to be either the recruit ticket or the memory. And in fact, to be honest, I think you should have enough resources by completing missions to get both of them. So you should just tick both boxes, okay? The reason why I personally done memory ticket first, by the way, is that I'm going after the UR memory for Ushijima, and the reason is all of the memory in this game are transferable. So even if you don't actually get the UR character Ushijima, that memory can still be used on other opposite hitters. So that's kind of why this is always going to be a good idea to get a memory recruit ticket for any UR banners. Whereas the recruit, you can only go for SSR rarities, and so that's kind of why personally I put on a slightly lower priority than the memory. But it's up to you. Like I said, I think everyone should have enough to get both of them. And then afterwards, once you have done that, probably the next priority is going to be training manual. Early game, you'll probably be needing energy drink a bit more. However, eventually you'll be needing training manual more. So that's kind of why I just recommend you guys picking this up early in advance to help prepare yourself for end game. Okay, now let's move on to the second event, which is battle concept. This one, there are kind of 4 things you can do. The 2 buttons on the right hand side, don't do much. One just shows you the new player, one shows you the new cheering characters, so you can just ignore them. But out of the 4 things you can click on, first one, check-in, pretty straightforward, self-explanatory. Check in every single day for daily free rewards, okay? Achievement, basically a bunch of different missions that you can complete to get extra resources. Now, even if you don't actually complete them, first of all, I think they're actually very easy to complete. I don't think that any of them is that high. The maximum is like perform 80 memory recruits for like 120 player recruit, which you should still be able to do. But even if you can't actually complete all of them, it's actually going to be fine because there's coin that you can get or souvenir badge item that can get. You can also get it from the main match stage. So as long as your team is strong enough to power through the very different stages, you can still get loads of those badges, which can then allow you to go into the shop section to redeem for different rewards. Now, in terms of the reward priority that you should be getting, number one is obviously going to be the UR recruit ticket, right? That's a bit obvious, right? That's the grand prize, getting that UR character. Then afterwards, it's probably going to be the memory recruit ticket and also the healthy milk voucher. Kind of already explained this, right? This is basic and universal SSR do. This allow you to get a UR memory, so both of them are going to be worthwhile. And to be honest, I think everyone, if you just do the event properly, you should be able to buy those 2 out as well. Now, after those 2, then it kind of depends on whether you are more of a practical person or you are more of a collection cosmetic person. And the reason is, if you are going to be more of a collection cosmetic person, I'll probably recommend you guys pick up this banner, which I think is limited to just this event. So you probably do want to pick up while you can. And then the other thing is going to be this decoration token. Once again, you can actually exchange this in the main shop area. If I go into the store area, if there's this decoration shop, which you can use to buy very different cosmetics in. So that's kind of why that is actually quite useful if you actually care about cosmetic side of things. But if you're more of a practical person, then you can actually ignore both of them because they don't actually give you actual in-game value. So if you're actually more of a practical person, I'll probably recommend you guys picking up this legendary potential pack first, and then afterwards probably either the M player 4-star or the random epic potential, depending on how far you are, I guess, in the potential farming stage. Probably still picking up this epic random potential is still going to be good, and then afterwards moving on to the M player, and that's about it, to be honest. Okay, now let's get to the actual meatier part of today's video, which is going to be the Karasuno versus Shiratorizawa match stages. Now, when you actually enter the screen, which by the way is here, right, by the way, is at the bottom of this event page, you're going to see something on the left-hand side, some stages on the right-hand side, and then an evolution button in the middle, okay? Basically, all of the stages on the left-hand side, you'll be battling against Karasuno team. All the stages on the right-hand side, you'll be battling against Shiratorizawa. You are encouraged to go through both paths. It's not just to focus on one of them. You actually want to progress on both of them because they give the same amount of rewards and also rewards extra reward every single time when you first clear them. So you want to progress as far as you can on both sides, okay? And then when you actually check in terms of the reward you're going to get 2 things. One is going to be the souvenir badge, which we already seen earlier. This is where you can then actually use to redeem for rewards in the shop. And then the other thing you're going to get is going to be this mental experience, which you can then actually use in this evolution tree to get yourself some extra buffs. Now, some of the buff is going to be straightforward buffs. So for example, this one increase your basic stat, this one increase maximum command points, and then some of them are actually going to be tactical commands where you are going to have an option of 3 different red ones and also 3 different blue ones. The red ones are for defense, the blue ones are for attack, and all of those commands actually have 3 different levels as well. So you can see as I move from level 1 to level 2, the commands themselves are still going to be the same. It's just the button here actually changed from level 1 to level 2, and you can see obviously the buff stats is slightly different. This one just quick attack increased by 100, whereas this one's a quick attack increased by 100 and the awareness increased by 5% as well. So obviously idea this scenario is you want to get the level 3 version of all of those 3 different tactical buffs. Now, what are those tactical buffs actually for? So the thing with the tactical buff is that if you actually go into a team lineup stage, what you're going to see is that you're going to see some opponent tactical commands and also your own team's tactical commands. Now, what you can do ahead of time is you can set up your tactical command so that you always pick one where you have the advantage over the opponent, and that will be denoted by a green arrow pointing upwards, obviously. Now, you can obviously set up so you have an advantage at the start of the match, but even as you actually go into the match itself, let me quickly show you, the opponent can actually change their tactical command midway in the match. So as a result, what you are kind of required to do is also keep an eye out on your own tactical command, so that whenever you see the enemy change, you can then also change accordingly, so that you still have that advantage over the opponent. And this is going to be the section where you see the tactical command, this kind of bottom left section. So you can see here, I only have the attacking one equipped right now, not the defense one. And also, oh, actually, even though I don't have the defense one, if I actually click on the defense one, I can see, for example, which one I will have the advantage over the opponents right now. So obviously, if I actually have this, the idea would be I click on this so that I can then equip it. Or if the enemy actually change their command, then I can potentially change to a different one and then once again equip it. And that's where the command points are then going to come in, because it does actually require you 2 points every single time when you actually change your command. So that's basically the whole idea behind those tactical buffs. To be honest, the game mechanic is pretty simple. All it requires you to do is just keep an eye out at that bottom left corner to make sure that you always change your command as soon as the opponent change, and that's about it. Now, so that's kind of the basic match mechanics. The last few things I want to talk about, one would be, first of all, you get 10 daily attempts, by the way. So you always want to progress as far as possible. And if you're not actually able to progress anymore, what you can do is you can just revisit one of the historical stages and clear them for rewards as well. Now, you won't get as much rewards as first time clears, obviously. So you can see this one can get 32 souvenir badge, where if I go to one of the historical one, I can only get 8. However, the mentor experience is still always going to be similar. So that's kind of why, even if you're not able to progress any further because you're blocked by team power, what you can do is you can just farm one of the old stages for those mentor experience, so that you can then go into evolution and get stronger buff for your team. So that's kind of how you actually ideally want to progress here. Now, in terms of which buff you actually want to get here, one thing you want to bear in mind is that you can only equip one level of each command. So for example here, you can see the option here is only 1 out of the 3, and it says the number here what level it is. So even if I have the level 1 version and also the level 2 version, what's end up happening is the level 2 version is just going to overwrite my level 1 version. I won't be able to activate both of them at the same time. And what I already tell you to do is that in the evolution, whenever you see a role or a level where you can pick multiple different choices, the idea is actually you just pick one of them out of the 4, which is going to help you the most at the time being, and then just quickly progress to the next row. And then the idea is that if you can quickly progress all the way to the end, what you can do is, rather than wasting your resources on getting a bunch of level 1 or level 2 buffs, you can then quickly progress to get for the strongest level of the level 3 buff straight away. And also at the very end, those 3 that I'm clicking on right now, they also give very strong buff, which are universal as well. So regardless of what tactics you're using, those 3 will always be active, and those are going to be very helpful as well. So my recommendation for the buff is just going to try to progress as fast as you can. Don't worry trying to unlock everything on the same level. Just try to go to the end as fast as you can to get all of the level 3s first, and then afterwards you can work on other things.